As part of his levelling up agenda to reduce regional inequalities, former Chancellor and now Prime Minister Rishi Sunak announced in 2021 the creation of 12 new freeports in the UK. These freeports are designed to stimulate economic activity with the promise of new investment, new employment opportunities, and regeneration. So, what is a freeport? Freeports are custom areas around ports. The idea is to make it easier and cheaper for firms to engage in business. Goods can be imported into freeports with zero tariffs, and finished goods can be re-exported without paying any duties. Each freeport operates as a separate entity governed by a specific set of rules and regulations. Freeports can act as a magnet for businesses by providing them with an advantageous environment to thrive. Industries such as manufacturing, logistics, and technology flock to these areas to leverage the benefits of trade exemptions and reduced tariffs. This in turn fosters more productivity and enhances innovation. Streamlining the typical customs procedures helps promote free trade as firms benefit from lower costs and less bureaucracy. Firms within freeports can also claim tax breaks as well as simplified planning regulations, which help incentivize investment into the local economy. Firms within freeports benefit from a wide range of tax breaks, including stamp duty and business rate relief. The government has also pledged £960 million of investment across the 12 UK freeports. An annual investment allowance has also been introduced, giving firms 100% first-year relief for certain capital expenditure up to £1 million per annum, which the government estimates is sufficient enough to cover the expenditure of 99% of UK businesses. What are the actual economic benefits of freeports? Well, freeports help lower a firm's costs and increase their profits, making them more competitive. Higher profits may then act as a means and motive to expand and invest in the economy. A positive multiplier effect may ensue whereby business expansion leads to higher derived demand for labour. As such, unemployment is lowered and average incomes rise. Thus, consumers have more purchasing power and can increase their consumption, improving their material living standards. Increased demand will also create indirect jobs in other sectors such as retail, boosting the wider economy. Moreover, the government gains a fiscal dividend from higher tax receipts from income and corporation taxes. This can help reduce the budget deficit and keep government finances stable for the long term, as well as reducing the risk of austerity measures. Ministers have claimed that freeports could help reduce regional inequalities by encouraging firms to relocate to deprived former industrial areas and act as a catalyst for regeneration. Firms locating in these areas create job opportunities, lower unemployment, and raise average incomes, which help reduce the gap between the rich and poor. Consequently, the social costs of inequalities such as crime or drug abuse may decline, resulting in better living standards. People in deprived areas may also benefit in the long run from higher quality public services, as increased government tax revenue allows more public sector spending. This can lead to an increase in productivity in these deprived areas as commutes are shortened and sick days are reduced. Promoting freeports may also lower the UK's current account deficit as the UK becomes a more attractive place for international trade. Export industries which move into freeports face less bureaucracy and lower costs, and therefore become more price competitive. A greater volume of exports can lead to export-led growth and move the economy closer to the balance of payments equilibrium. A lower current account deficit also reduces the need to sell UK assets to overseas investors. In the long term, less foreign ownership reduces profit leaching and underinvestment in many vital industries such as the rail network. Given this, the UK government has high aspirations for the new Freeports initiative. They believe these freeports will allow the UK to take full advantage of the economic flexibility given by Brexit, with EU oversight for better or worse now removed. On the other side, there is a fear that freeports do not create any net positive economic growth for the whole UK as they encourage economic activity to simply move from one part of the country to another. It may potentially improve the economy in one area while simultaneously depriving another, which could worsen regional inequalities. In the short term, the Office for Budgetary Responsibility has predicted the tax breaks given to firms within freeports in England alone will cost £50 million. This incurs a major opportunity cost as the government could have used the revenue to improve public services or invest in infrastructure. Less government tax revenue can also worsen the budget deficit and risk austerity measures such as spending cuts and higher taxes. These measures could erode the living standards of consumers and the price competitiveness of firms and damage the whole economy. Some are concerned that freeports may have unintended consequences such as encouraging illicit activities like drug trafficking. Anything imported into Freeports is not subject to customs checks, making it harder to tackle crime. In addition, regulation within Freeports is planned to be outsourced to independent agencies which may lack the muscle and efficiency to properly enforce rules and regulations. Higher crime rates can lower living standards and force the government to spend more on law and order. Such illegal activity has previously been witnessed within Freeports in the EU. For example, in 2018 it was discovered the Le Freeport in Luxembourg enabled criminals to commit money laundering and tax evasion. There are also concerns about potential exploitation of workers with low wages and poor workers' rights, as regulation is so lax. The Freeport program in the UK has also raised concerns in the EU as they fear it could lure investment away from them. Under the Trade and Cooperation Agreement signed in 2020, trade between the UK and the EU must be done on a level playing field for open and fair competition. The EU fears exporters within UK Freeports can gain an unfair advantage over their own domestic producers despite the EU fielding around 80 Freeports of their own. Such a perception could provoke retaliation from the EU in the form of protectionist policies and hurt trade. Not long ago, the UK was actually host to a number of Freeports until 2012 when they were abolished due to their limited benefits. Subsequently, some economists believe that there is no point reigniting an already failed project and that creating new Freeports would be a waste of resources. There are also potential environmental concerns as Freeports operate under different regulations. A recent report by the Wildlife and Countryside Link Group has highlighted the dangers of loose planning permits and opaque customs procedures. They claim that Freeports in other nations such as China and Mexico helped exacerbate serious environmental degradation, including water, air, and land pollution, as well as huge industrial waste. This can cause serious damage to local ecosystems as well as to human health by bringing diseases. It's clear that Freeports may hold immense potential for the UK economy. These specialized zones can create business opportunities, spur regional development, and enhance international trade. However, it is crucial to address any challenges that may arise in order to promote environmental sustainability and shrink inequalities. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, we appreciate your support and we'll be back with more engaging videos soon. Until then, stay curious.